G'day, Harry Houdini here in Australia, and I am back with another video. Now, the last one, which was some helpful hints on how to light your model using reflectors to get better illumination, it got a fantastic response. There's over 200 views in the first 24 hours and lots of really nice comments. Plus, many of you used my techniques and got much better photos of your models and sent me pictures and showed them on Facebook. So I'm really happy. So if what I've got to share is very useful and you can get something out of it, I'll keep going, all right? So this is part 2 of lighting your model and shooting photographs. And this time, we're going to take it even further so you can get snappy photos by setting up your staging. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take photos as clear as this, using nothing more than a few pieces of paper, your smartphone, and the lighting tricks I showed in the last video. Alright, how did I manage to get that photo? It's very easy. This is all you'll need. A couple of kit boxes, or even a couple of books will work, and a couple of pieces of paper. I'm just using standard A4 paper for my computer printer, but any small piece of paper will work. Larger paper would be better, but I'm going to do it this way. Alright, so I need a piece of paper on the bottom where the model's going to sit, and I need a piece of paper behind. Now don't put the back up really close, otherwise you're going to end up with a big shadow line there. And don't do what most people do and they put the paper on top and you end up with a great big horrible shadow line there too. I'm putting this behind at about 1 centimetre away, or actually 2 centimetres, 1 inch, but I'm also going to do a trick where I'll just fold the bottom of the paper, curve it, so that it's round. So it basically creates a little trough back there. That helps as well in the blending of this edge onto that piece of paper. Alright, so already I've got a fairly nice area and I haven't had to use an S-board or anything like that. Now, place your model in the lighting area. Now you can place it as far forward as you can. You don't need it to be way back and have heaps of space in front of the model. You're not going to use it. You're going to frame to about there. And that's all you're going to use in your photo, really. Unless you need to shoot wider for some other reason. But generally speaking, and for this demonstration, we can shoot fairly close. If you were to go too far back with your model, you're going to cast a big horrible shadow back there. And that's going to basically defeat the purposes of what we're trying to do. So you need to find a point where that shadow disappears and you're far enough forward. And you can go fairly forward. Alright, next I need a smart device. And I'm just using my phone. You can use a digital camera if you've got one. Now, most people go in too close. And when they do that, the front is in focus and the back isn't, and it basically looks like a toy because you haven't got enough depth of field. So you need to pull back. Don't worry about all that excess around it. That's not an issue. What you want is you want to get the edges of your paper to be wide enough so that you can get a good photo out of this. And then you expose by basically tapping on an area that's reasonably dark, and you get the white background starts to brighten. Alright? So once that's done, and once Facebook stops trying to talk to me here, I can take a photo. Now, just about all smart devices these days come with a video editing program. So I can go into this phone, find that photo, and then use the edit function. And in the edit function, there'll be a crop option. So I'll take that crop option, and I can then drag the handles in to get rid of all that extra that we don't need on the sides. And see here the front here, how little I used, and yet it's given me a big enough space. You don't need a lot of foreground. Okay, so there we go. By cropping in the handles on that, look what I've ended up with. Okay, so I managed to get that photo under video conditions, which is always difficult because it's taken me a few times until I got a good take, because it's always easier doing this when you're not trying to videotape it. But there you go. That's how you can get a really nice photo with pretty well an infinite background, and it looks great. it'll really show your models off. Now here's that photo, nice and still without my shaky hands, and here's some others I took in that exact lighting setup, and I just popped them in there, snapped away and cropped. It didn't take me long, it was very easy, and you too could get results just like this, throwing your models in a very simple setup and lighting the way I did. Wasn't that easy? I hope you found it easy, because really there's not much to it. 2 pieces of paper, 2 kit boxes, set your lights up like we did back in the first video. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it, because that's the trick to this, is getting the illumination right first. Then you can do the things with exposing and using those bits of paper. So I hope this helpful hint has been useful to you, and let me know. Plus we've also shot in widescreen this time, high definition, after the dramas I had with having such crappy low quality videos. So hopefully this looked really schmick and you can see how easy it is to get pretty good photos of your models. Now they're not perfect, they're not absolute magazine photos, but we're just trying to do something simple and find a very fast and easy way so we can get great photos of our models to share with each other. And I hope that's what this tutorial has shown you. It's not hard. You can get great pics of your models and you don't have to be an expert. Alright? Even I'm not an expert. God knows. Anyhow, enough of that. Look, I think the cat needs feeding, so I better get on with that because you know how she is. Well, do you know about Basque? Oh, yes, she has to have her dinner. Alrighty, that's enough waffle for now. I'll see you next time. We'll get on with the Skoda, I think. Alrighty, so it's goodbye from Australia and it's hooroo from Harry Houdini.